All right. Let's get started with our questions.
Hmm.
A little fun questions, interview
Is it
stuff.
is it ready? Is it on?
Yeah. hmm Okay. Do you want to go first, or we'll do one and one? Okay. So no
Hello.
more than 10 each.
Hey, welcome back. This is our day 4, right?
Hey, this is day 4 of our 90
This
day
is day
challenge
4 of our 90-day challenge. We did do a Twitter live
in the
in
morning.
the morning,
I
but
think my Instagram handle, my X handle, Twitter handle is Jacob Adams 007. If you want to
Jacob
see that,
Adams 007. Remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay.
So today we're gonna be doing
So just
little
questions, fun
juicy
questions,
questions.
fun questions,
Juicy
juicy
questions. Mine
questions.
are juicy.
Are they?
Yeah, it's gonna know a little bit more about like Jacob
Oh
Adams.
shit,
What made Jacob Adams the
man!
Jacob
And I got
Adams?
mine are like cute. I don't know. Yours sound
It's
better.
okay.
Yours sound
That it'll,
better.
it'll be for next Friday.
Okay, let's
Another
see.
day.
Let's see where you went with this.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll go
go,
first.
go.
Okay. I'm gonna go right into it.
Okay, go.
Okay. Do you feel that your life is appropriately balanced between friends, family, self-care, exercise, and other meaningful like
Do you think
pursuits?
it's balanced? Do I
Do you
think it's
think?
balanced?
Yeah.
I think that let's
Is
say
it is it like properly
when I look at my
balanced?
family life, we're all very loving. So we've gone through a lot. I think a lot of families, like a lot of I think a lot of families have gone through a lot. I'm not special in that, but some families are closer knit than mine.
I like Renee
But
too.
like, yeah, even hers has gone through a lot or
Mhm.
stuff without getting into her business, right?
Oh no,
Um,
I meant like she's really close with her family.
right.
So that's what I meant.
Yeah, and I'm really close to
Yeah.
balance, fitness. So there's only 4 aspects: fitness. I'd say yeah, I
Is
have
it prop
relative balance, but
relative? Yeah.
relative. There are some times, like in 2021 or so, that I just focused on fitness
Yeah.
and business, and that was kind of lack of balance. But typically, you're not going to ever have. They say it's balance across everything is almost impossible.
I'm glad you like fixed that. You have everything balanced now.
A little bit more.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Okay,
Honestly.
so yeah, I'm next.
You're next.
Describe your sense of humor in one word.
Dark but elegant.
Dark but
But
elegant.
funny. Like I think it's funny.
Okay.
But sometimes dorky. I don't know.
Let me
It's like
see.
it's more than one word, but I can't really describe it with.
So in one word, is it kind of hard to do it in
It's
one
like
word?
bittersweet.
I don't.
Bittersweet, that's the word.
Bittersweet is 2 words, but I could see how bittersweet. Okay, okay. Let me see if I can give an example of your humor. You were pretty funny this morning, kind of like, yeah, you had an energy to you, so I could see how you were like pretending to be like, what's the word, like ahead of the game, or like, you work out, don't talk to me till you work
I
out.
was
Like,
like, don't talk to because he's late. I was like, don't
I
talk
was
to.
not late actually today.
Really?
No,
Oh.
well, I had just finished
It's
with a
because
client.
I was just like so heated. I don't know. I was like a different person when you work out.
Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Okay. This can get a little more deep. So, what is one thing you really disappointed? Like, you'll be so disappointed if you never got that experience.
Oh, that. I'd say the one thing for sure for me is like having a family or a kid. I think that's like the one
Oh.
thing that is can't be bought. It has to be like planned, or I'm not for the whole like just have a kid, fuck it, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
I always knew you were like that. Like,
did you really?
yeah. Ever since like we went to Sam's for the kids camp, we
Yeah.
bought like those snacks to get like the kids camp prepared. Um, we were talking about like pregnancies and stuff, and no hate to that, right? But like you were just saying that you prefer like something that's planned, more natural, because you're just old fashioned like that.
I think the concept of like even that, I think the
Yeah.
concept of calling that old fashioned is very insane.
Right.
Like in a way, like I'm not saying you're insane as much as that's society as we know
Yeah.
it is like.
Hmm.
What I mean is this: let's say a woman has a baby by herself, and she's like, okay, I have a baby, and she's like, well,
Hmm.
now I need someone to be the father. It's like the guy that impregnated you
It's supposed to be
is the
fashion,
father.
but sometimes like yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
I
get
get
me?
you.
Like,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
get
that where it's
you. Yeah,
like,
but
and some
sometimes
people
it's
would
not
just
their
do.
fault. Yeah,
It's not about the not fault. It's more like
I think it was supposed to
they
be.
a lot here. Yes, let's just say, oh, okay, it was an accident,
Yeah.
but it's like there's a lot of accidents that happen.
Yeah, I get
So
you.
sometimes it's just it's also societally just kind of like the way it is now. I don't know if that makes any sense to
It
you.
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay. Next question. It's your turn.
okay. Have you ever eaten a whole tube of Pringles by yourself?
Yes.
That was easy, right?
Yeah, that was like you already know like my fat little girl, my fat self. When I was like 8, 10, I was like a really fat kid.
Were you a little bit
Yeah, I
overweight?
was. Yeah, I was. It
Cool.
was because my mom was super busy, so she didn't really have time to cook, and like she would just buy snacks, and I would always snack.
Mhm.
So I was just lazy to cook, and I was
Mhm.
super hungry, so I would just munch.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So that was that was
Yeah,
a little
that
too
was dark
easy.
times. Oh, yeah.
That was a little too easy, I suppose.
I
Your
know,
your
mine's all
question.
deep. Well, today's
Well,
about you.
no, like
So,
okay, go. Your question.
next question. Since
They
Jake,
might get better as it goes.
they better.
They will. They will.
One thing about Jacob is he likes to write, and he's a writer, and I like that because like that's the thing we have in common. Because
Are you right too?
yeah, I write too.
Okay.
So the question would be like, what would you write a book about?
Me?
Yeah, any topic, anything. Like you can write a whole book about.
Well, I actually wrote a book in 2014, and it was about
Hmm.
a bold action, like say this 90-day challenge, like
Yeah.
bold action. I think that whenever you're in doubt, you have to take bold action and just trust that your vision is correct, and that's being alive, right? But let's just pause right now. Right now, I started kind of a romance novel, believe it or not. Last few months ago, a month ago, kind of been playing with a
A
romance novel.
romance
Yeah,
novel.
yeah, romance novel. It's funny how this kind of opens up this question, right? You don't really know
Mhm.
who you're talking to until you're
Yeah, it's
like,
like a big buff guy. It's like actually has a heart, the biggest
uh,
muscle. Well, kind of.
yeah. I mean, in regards to romance, I think that, like, I believe that romance is pretty much should be in everything. It should be in the food you eat. It should be in the way you take on a challenge.
Yeah.
It's always how you bring the best out of yourself is to be passionate about it. And anytime there's passion, there's some kind of romantic element. I mean, what is your thoughts on romance? And like, I know there's some people think, well, it only means boy and girl romance, and it's like, no, I think
It's
life is a romance. Like
everything.
everything, the way you process
Yeah.
everything is a romance.
Like romance is a sale, basically.
All right,
I mean, basically, if you're being
that
committed.
that one is probably the most debatable question.
Yeah,
Like, is
you like.
romance a sell? It's like,
We should talk about that.
yeah,
Have
yeah,
a like rebuttal
yeah. Bro,
next time.
next time. Um,
Okay, your turn.
this is an easy one, but have fun with it. I had the remember we started easy. So,
Uh,
is question number 3? Is cereal a soup? Why or why not?
a cereal soup.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is. Why?
because a soup means that it's a consistency of liquids, like something like a trail mix in liquid.
So you,
So it's not a specific type of soup, but
yeah,
it's the category soup. But like
yeah.
it's weird.
So are you being honest? You think it's a soup?
It's I mean I wouldn't call it like oh my god let
Yeah,
me like get
get a soup,
soup.
right? But so then,
Maybe it's just a different way to say soup like
yeah,
cereal.
you're saying that it might be a soup by definition, but it is
Yeah, but it's
okay.
called
See,
cereal.
I would just say it's not because it's not hot. I would just be like, it's not hot. So
I
there.
mean it can't be hot. I mean soup it's not hot originally, but we make it
Like
hot.
oatmeal is technically a
Yeah.
cereal, but it's not soup. Yeah, it's kind
That's
of.
so. What are these questions? Mine's all deep.
I have another. The next one is deep for you. The next one
Whatever.
is deep.
It's like something girly I've had, something all lame.
The
Okay, what? Okay,
next one's deep.
okay. This one's about more about your job, more about entrepreneur. Okay, so what key activities would you recommend for the new like entrepreneurs to invest their time in? Like, what would you give advice to them?
I'd say that the number one thing, if I could go back and start from everything,
Yeah, like what
I'd say I'd
advice?
say that I'd say there's a few 2 to 3 things that can make a big difference. I'd say do your best not to impress people by what you're buying, like because right out the gate, I would buy things like I've spent like $5,000 on a bike before, like not a motorcycle, like I was in cycling, like bought some expensive stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Not saying like, oh, that's it, but it's just like a lot of that money could have been used to buy real estate. So I probably could have been
Like,
financially
yeah.
free earlier, but I used my money to buy like stuff like that, like crazy stuff to flex on myself and people and be like super cool and nice
People love
clothing.
spending their money.
Yeah.
They want to feel
Well, right,
great.
right. So I guess I would have done that. I would have been
Yeah.
slower to try to impress people. Not saying I was who impressed, but it was, a status thing.
Status thing. Yeah.
And then I'd say be careful not to let people that do drugs too close to you, or that drink, because it tends to slow down your progress. Like,
Influence. Yeah.
yeah, it's just because it's like, in other words, if they identify as drinkers and smokers, and I'm just being real, like that's kind of how it is. Like, I'm
So
a
you're saying
I'm a
like
pothead, I'm a smoker.
like your rep is really important.
It's not even just rep; it's just they rub off on you, like that
Influence.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So it is true that the mindsets of the people around you rub off on you. And for example, again,
For
that's why I'm saying, hey, you've
real.
been doing great.
I don't
Your
even
attitude is so
grunt.
good this week and last week, and it's that energy is contagious. So like you find and I'm not fishing for a compliment. Oh, here, but see, even that you doubt me, like that is what I mean. That's very good energy. Like you're like, oh, he's not fishing for a compliment, and it's like that's funny. Like, and
Yeah.
so I say, do you feel that I influence you or I'm contagious? I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
you are like honestly, like, it's all about energy and like that emotion you give out. Honestly, like remember in the beginning when I was training to be a personal trainer, you told me like sometimes it's hard trying to like give out that energy when like me and like Geneva we're just like all dead. Sometimes we're just tired, but I feel
yeah,
like we're more energy. We have more like
it
because
bounces.
like
We
it
can,
bounces off, like
yeah,
it
and
rubs
so,
off each other.
exactly. And so if people around you don't have energy or insights, or like,
Yeah. So it's like the first person does it, but it's the second person that follows that's really important because
yeah,
other people will follow.
exactly. Like say somebody's
Yeah.
here, like just wants to party or just wants to smoke out, whatever. Like, I just want to eat burgers, and I'm like, hey, and I'm like, so what's more important than look to you? What's more important than money? What is it? What's
Impact,
impact and some,
commitment,
and what else?
courage,
Yeah. So let's just
discipline.
say I tell that same person, they're like, whatever, man. You know what's more important than money? Getting lit. Like it's like it's
Getting lit. What do you mean?
so it's like those little things
Oh,
make
sorry.
a difference,
It
because it
does.
doesn't allow you to dial into your focus. So
Mm-hmm.
those things I'd say is be careful on flexing too hard or too soon, and really pay
Yeah.
attention
Don't be
to
prideful.
and really pay attention to your vision and your focus. So
Vision and focus.
your question is this:
Okay.
what has shaped you? Like songs, people, philosophy, like what if I look back at, here you are, it's kind of your question to me, but I don't, for some reason I was also thought the same thing. um, you said mentor, but what do you feel was influential to you, whether it be, I'm gonna say something kind of funny, but like Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera. I'm saying funny stuff, but like whether it's church, or what was some stuff that helped you develop the current Nicole? It could be philosophy, it could
I
be,
know.
yeah, the current Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's certain things that you're like, oh, when I was this, I was into this, and that you can see how you're here now.
Honestly, it's all about decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, am I going to be successful or I'm just going to be a lazy bum?
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to make one, and like there's no in between. It's like yes or no. So you want to do it, start now. And honestly,
But
people,
when did that start?
when did that start? Ever since I wanted more money. I wanted more money, and then you taught me it's not about money. So I'm like, you know what? He's right. And honestly, like I said, this is my first job. I don't really have like a father figure to like help me, or like sometimes I have to be independent at home, and I taught myself emotions. I got my this book, emotional
You talking
intelligence.
about that book, yeah?
Yeah, because honestly, like I no one really taught me feelings, like how should I react, and I'll be really immature about it. I'll be like throw my emotions at people without me knowing.
Uh-huh.
So I'll be like, you know what, I have to grow and help myself.
What year was this book that you read it? What year was it? Because
Um,
since I met you like in
like
2022,
2020, like
is
I had it there, I just never read it. So I was like, you know what, I need to like it's right there, I already bought it, might as well just read it. I feel like high school, like once I got out of high school, I just knew I'd be okay because I was surrounded by like people who were not thinking the way I was thinking. Because I feel like once I was more mature than like people around me, and
yeah,
like
you mentioned that
so I was
before.
like different, like a different path. So like it's kind of hard when it's like, you know what, I should be enjoying my high school sometimes. Like people put that on my mindset. And I was like, you know what? Okay, so I got lazy. So after that, the kids camp. So when I looked at you and I was like, you know what? Like I remember like being so like good and like doing what I do, like my job. I was always late to class, always late. Like my mom's so like shocked that I was like I'm not late to work, and I could say that proudly. I'm never like I try not to be late. In high school, I didn't really care. I was like, you know what, I'm late.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I'm saying like I guess this job, since it's a very serious job and it's for like older people,
Mm-hmm.
so you know what, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it seriously. And
Cool.
like you helped me. My best friend helped me. She's always been there with me. Like she's a good girl, and I try to like get her characteristics and like try to like be like her in a bit, like go to sleep early, you know, have self-respect,
Mm-hmm.
always be on time, you know, like do what you want to do. And basically like you kind of like influence me now on like sales and everything, and like
Okay.
help me like think about my future.
Okay, cool. I love
So
it.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Nicole. I love it. You're next, I think.
Okay, I really want a good description. Okay, this is a juicy one.
Okay, let's see.
It's a juicy one,
Hopefully it's
like
not too juicy. Go
why
ahead.
not? People like that spice that you have. Okay, what is one, just one,
mm,
important,
mm.
very deep, but not too deep, right? Something that's gonna like
Okay, go.
take all your secrets, right? But what is one late night, you're in bed, it's like 3, maybe like 2, 12, right?
Uh-huh.
You're there, you're thinking, you're just like thinking all your thoughts, like your files, you're like you
Okay.
told me.
Okay.
One late night deep idea, a thought that just changed everything.
That changed everything?
Everything.
Like not going to, but changed it.
Yeah.
You know, believe it or not,
I want like a really good description.
but here's the thing. It's
You're so close.
it's gonna be difficult. I've kind of already told you. Here's one
And
that has changed everything.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna sound too deep, but it is deep. It's so I could kind of draw it so we could speed it up because I want to get through some of these. So let's just say this is inside your brain. Here's inside your brain.
Smiley face.
Inside your brain, you'd say like you have all these thoughts. You said late night thoughts. So here's your third eye right here, right? Yeah. I have found that one of the keys to like really control your destiny is to be able to control the actual electricity and energy in the brain and center it and be in control of it. Like one of my, to kind of catch the chase, one of my mentors said, if you can't control your brain, you got real big problems. So if you look at, so in other words, the breakthrough, yeah, to be able to go, stop thinking. Like that was the change where it's like, but that took a lot of meditation, a lot of writing to be able to go like, so in other words, if you're able to even like, let's say I left you the other day, it was just yesterday. And it was actually something that, let me see if I can tell you that. Put it like this. I was driving home yesterday and something started bothering me. And I said to myself, you know what I said to myself? I go, excuse me. It goes back to this and we'll move on to the next question. I said to myself, if you can learn to appreciate that which bothers you and in your mind with your mental energy, say this is that which is bothering you. If you can take your mind's energy and penetrate that which is bothering you, and so that which is bothering you becomes pleasure, that's power.
Pleasure and power.
In other words, this is what's bothering you, right? Oh, it's bothering you. So you have a mental energy. If you can control your mental energy and then penetrate that which is bothering you with your mental energy, then you're now like something that's bothering you. It's like, now I'm bothering it. You get it?
I do.
Yeah, like I'm the one bothering it.
I respect that.
Yeah, okay.
I respect it.
And it's awesome. I was watching Greg Cardone speak the other day, and he was like, "People always want to say, people always said, you know, hey, Greg, how do you know what people want?" He goes, "I'll tell you what you want. I'll tell people what they want." And that was a perfect example of sales and being so confident in your mindset is like, I'm going to sell it, and therefore it's going to sell. Is that enough?
That is perfect.
Yeah.
The good amount of size.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. Does Area 51 have alien ships, or if you want to say, do you believe in aliens?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yes, I believe in aliens. Everything.
Do you like this question, by the way? Like,
yes, yes. There's even government files saying that there's aliens, and like no one cares. Honestly, there's so many memes saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna take my alien to Starbucks." He's just in the car. I don't know.
So you
yes,
do believe
they're
in it?
real.
You really believe so?
Yeah, because they're the UFOs. Like they have like physics that I've never like seen before, and it's like.
Yeah, and for me, I'd say maybe. Yeah, probably. Like I don't know. Like, it's more like
Honestly, I have to like do more research on it, but I know they're real for sure, for sure.
we only have about 5 minutes, so what's the next question?
I don't know. That was it.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll ask you one more. Let me see.
Okay.
What is one subscription you can't live without?
Subscription.
It could be for me. It's
Gold's Gym.
for me. It's YouTube. I started using YouTube Premium. What about you?
YouTube Premium.
And here it's YouTube, so see, it makes sense.
Apple Music.
Apple Music, that's the one. Do you experience feelings of anxiety or discomfort around others? See, I told you they were going to get deeper.
Oh my God.
I told you they were going to get deeper.
Anxiety, yes. Discomfort, yes. But I never show it. Never show it because it shows me that, that I'm weak.
Yeah, yeah. like, do you mind telling me when you feel that?
Okay, maybe.
Oh, you like the challenge?
Yeah, maybe when I see like.
I will tell you this about you. You seem to like the challenge of facing, almost like that energy of facing that stuff that is kind of bothersome, or the anxieties. It seems you kind of thrive in it a little bit.
I like to. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like to like get a little dip in that. I don't know. It's because like, what can I overcome it?
It's because you have like a little fun vibe with it. You're like, overcome it. Overcome it. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I never show it.
Okay. Do you read labels?
Yes.
Do you read labels of the food you buy?
So recently, yeah, because I've been in a calorie deficit.
Okay. How many calories are you having a day?
Mostly like 1,000.
1,000 only?
I try to eat more.
Okay.
But
do you track your macros?
No.
Okay. Do you hear some? Because I had fitness ones. This is those are the main ones. I gave you the last ones to kind of. Any last minute? It's 3:27. We have to get going here. 2-3 minutes. Do you have anything? Let's close up. It's been a fun week. 90-day challenge. We've talked about the energy. We feel good today. We worked out legs.
We did feel good today. We feel great. I feel like, honestly, it's getting used to the routine, getting used to the mornings, each other.
Right.
Sometimes like
I'm gonna bring a headset so we could.
A headset. Yeah, we're talking about that. Like the music, we need music to work out more.
I was gonna tell you this, like this is what I meant yesterday about how if you feel great, it's difficult to feel sad and feel what you don't have. And then if you have the stuff you think you want but don't feel great, then you're like, dude, I wish I felt great. So then it lets you know, like, feeling great is winning.
It is winning.
You know what I mean? And so that's why you start realizing, and then once you realize, here, to put it all together, we're talking about. So once you realize that if you focus on feeling great and controlling your mind and focus, and you don't flex on people so much, and you take what you make and you invest it in books, in real estate, and things to go forward faster and avoid the negative people, everything we see, everything we talk about, it all connects. You're going to succeed faster. And someone says, well, why? It's like, well, what's the catch? It's like, the catch is it's difficult to do that because you don't have the disciplines when you're younger, because you're tempted to flex. You're tempted to go out with people that party.
To spend money.
Right, because and you don't have the focus. And so it's a simple formula. The formula is simple, but it's that the people that do it right are people that were raised by people with parents that have done it. And the people that don't do it are people that weren't raised like that because their parents were. Are you starting to see what I'm saying?
Yeah, honestly, and I'm so glad. Like I'm very appreciative because not everyone's in this position, and honestly, like I want to thank myself, want to thank you, want to thank people around me because honestly, like people my age, they're barely learning, So I forget that I'm really young sometimes, and I'm just like, oh shit, like I'm young, So like I'm starting off to a good start, like we talked about earlier. Like this is my first job, and I'm really glad I had this opportunity. And if it wasn't for me trying to like get a good job and like go up to you,
Hmm.
or like maybe like my friend Logan, so.
How did we meet? How was it that we met? Like, or how did I offer you the job back in the day?
It was like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, but how?
I,
I
I
was doing the glute
you were
bridge.
doing glutes and I was there, and like I was like, okay, the manager's there. I'm gonna go up there and be like, I'm in swimming. There's a pool there, like,
Yeah,
do y'all have a swim instructor? And you're like, like no, we don't. And I was like, perfect. Like, let's start.
yeah, yeah.
Let's start having one. And I'm still in one, so woo.
All right. Well, I gotta run. We gotta run. This
Yes,
is Jacob Adams.
Nicole.
We'll see you next time.
Thank
Peace.
you. Yeah.
Let's see if it's still recording. Oh, great, it is.